All right, so Call of Duty, we got to dive into this. Everyone's at least heard of it, right? But this goes way deeper than just another game. Trust me, this is like cultural impact kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Tech, community, esports, Call of Duty's everywhere, man.
Okay, think back to the early 2000s for a sec. World War II games were huge, right? Call of Duty started there, but they definitely didn't just stay put.
Right. I mean, those early games, they absolutely nailed the atmosphere. Gritty, intense.
Yeah.
You really felt like you were in the trenches back then.
Oh, totally. But then 2007 hits. Modern Warfare comes out. Boom. It's like everything changed almost overnight.
It was huge. And not just the setting, though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Modern Warfare changed how these games felt on, like, a fundamental level. Kill streaks, perks, loadouts, that stuff seems obvious now, but
Yeah.
back then, it was revolutionary.
Totally. Perks, man. It wasn't just about aiming anymore. It was like suddenly you could strategize, make
Yeah.
your own play style. That was huge.
And think about it. A lot of that stuff, those core design elements,
Yeah.
they became, like, standard for the whole FPS genre. Other games were straight up taking notes.
Yeah, the perk system, that's a perfect example. It just exploded. And for good reason. It let you make your own soldier, your own way to play.
Exactly. Or even just the way Modern Warfare nailed that visceral, fast-paced action. It just felt different, more intense.
And you can't talk about intensity without talking about Warzone, right? I mean, talk about taking over the gaming world. That was huge. Battle Royale was already a thing, but Warzone brought it to a whole new level.
Absolutely. Dropping into Verdansk, scrambling for gear, that map closing in. So good.
Okay, but here's the thing that always gets me about Call of Duty. It's not just one thing, you know? They're always experimenting, always pushing boundaries. Remember Advanced Warfare and those jetpacks? People lost their mind.
Well, yeah, everyone was like, what is this? Is this even Call of Duty anymore?
Yeah.
But it worked. That's the thing. They take risks, they try new things. And that's why this franchise just stays fresh.
But it's more than just the gameplay, right? Like, there's a whole universe they built around this thing.
Oh, 100%. The community is massive.
Yeah.
They're dedicated, too, like seriously dedicated. You got people on forums dissecting every single update, sharing strategies. It's wild.
No, for real. I used to spend hours on those forums back in the day, arguing about loadouts, which perks were best.
Right. And then there's the whole esports scene, which is like a whole other beast. The Call of Duty League, the CDL. These players are pros through and through.
Oh, absolutely. The skill level is insane. Like, I consider myself a decent Call of Duty player, you know? But watching those CDL guys, it's humbling.
It's crazy how far it's come, though. Remember those early Call of Duty YouTubers? Guys like Hutch, just posting crazy kill streaks and funny moments.
Dude, Hutch was a legend. I used to watch his videos all the time. He just made the game look fun and kind of chaotic, too. He definitely helped make Call of Duty as big as it is today.
100%. Him and those other early creators, they were pioneers, basically. They built this whole ecosystem, and now you've got these huge organizations like FaZe Clan, Optic Gaming. It's a whole industry built around this one game.
And it's not just the hardcore crowd either. Call of Duty's always been good about pulling in new players, keeping things fresh. Remember when they got Snoop Dogg to do voice lines?
Genius.
Yeah.
Suddenly, everyone's talking about Call of Duty, even if they don't usually play those kinds of games. It's that kind of thinking that keeps a franchise relevant, you know?
Speaking of keeping things fresh, we got to talk about Black Ops 6. A Gulf War setting, that's a first for the series.
Yeah, it's a bold move. I'm interested to see how they handle it for sure, but honestly, I'm even more intrigued by this Omnimovement thing they're doing. Sounds like it's going to totally change how the game plays.
Wait, so you're saying I can sprint, dive, shoot, all while like flying through the air like some kind of super soldier?
Pretty much. It's all about freedom of movement. They're tossing traditional FPS mechanics out the window.
Yeah. And for the old school fans, they're bringing back classic round-based zombies. Man, nothing like those late-night zombie sessions with friends.
Pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
But they're also making some really interesting changes to the core multiplayer too, like the perk system. They're totally overhauling it to make it even more strategic.
So it's like they're taking everything people love, giving it a fresh coat of paint, and then adding a bunch of brand new features on top of that. Smart. It's wild, right? They just keep upping the ante with this franchise. But here's the thing that really gets me. It's more than just a game now. It's like this cultural force.
Totally. It's everywhere. Think about it. Call of Duty, it's sparked debates, conversations. Heck, it's even inspired movies and TV shows at this point.
No, for real. How many times have you heard someone yell, "Get to the chopper," in real life? Okay, maybe that's just me. But still, It's become part of the language.
It's true. But it's deeper than just catchphrases, right? Those settings, even the fictional ones,
Yeah.
they get people thinking about conflict,
Yeah.
about the realities of war.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's easy to get caught up in the action, but it makes you think.
And the tech, too. Don't forget about that. The push for better graphics, immersive sound, that stuff influences other industries.
Seriously, it's like the space race for gaming. One giant leap for Call of Duty, one giant leap for tech in general.
And yet, it always comes back to the community, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Call of Duty created this space. Millions of people connecting, competing, just having a good time.
And it's global, too. Doesn't matter where you're from, you can always find someone to team up with. Share that Call of Duty experience.
It really shows you the power of games, how they can bring people together. So next time you boot up Call of Duty, just remember, you're not just playing a game, you're tapping into something bigger, something that's been going strong for 20 years.
And it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who knows what they'll come up with next, what stories they'll tell. It's going to be fun to find out.